Well, today on One Man Garage, we're gonna start cleaning up this nasty ass interior. Floor's pretty good on the old 6.3 Catalina, so we can get this new bucket seat in. Pick up some of that. Ugh. Yeah. Well, guys, don't let your wives watch. If they see you using a broom, they'll know that you know how. Just saying. Yeah, my makeshift brackets for this EMPI seat I got from Speedway. It's a low back bucket. It's $150 with the cover. I had these brackets laying around, and right now I'm just seeing if it's even on each side where it's touching. And then we'll maybe sit in it and see if that's close to where we want it and if we want to shim it up or down. The holes in these brackets that I just had laying around are a little bigger than ½ inch, slightly. So if I put a 7/16 or 3/8 bolt and washer through it, I can run the 3/8 bolt at an angle with a soft washer, and it should tighten up good. I got Loctite to put on the mid bolt that connects the upper and lower. Give this a try. Well, first problem is the force by just being in the front bolts. It's pulling on the seat, so that's a problem. It's probably why there's 6 holes. I'm really supposed to use a continuous connection across, I guess, for that reason. If they're individual, then they break off. So I had a little too much faith in the strength of the connections. So even though that position felt good, now I know my brackets suck. So we might not get much further today because I'll have to get angle iron after all. Joy. So we're over here in my horse trailer of storage. Note Rally 350 fenders, hood and bumper and radiator support. This is spare 64 gram preheater stuff that'll fit Catalina if we ever decide. This is the inside piece that I scrapped a long time ago. Replacement one if I want to keep it. On a future episode, we're going to do an instructional on disassembly of the 57 to 64 style Pontiac 9.3 Pontiac and Oldsmobile heavy duty style rear end that was the go-to rear end before 9 inches became popular. This was the drag race rear end, and your gassers and your dragsters, nitro and everything. One of these, the top one there, is a 6.4 Grand Prix unit. It's a bolt into the 6.3 Catalina, kind of a spare. It's a 342 open. And this is, I believe, 61 Oldsmobile leaf spring 323 open. Of course, a 342 open, that's the series that the spools line up with, like a 4 series ratio. So that's good to have. But we're going to do a tear down at some point and inspect the gears on these and get them out of the weather. So here's this compressor I turned into a little mini portable smoker. I had a piece of angle for a handle on it, and I pulled it off to use it for the seat brackets. So, because, you know, we're not using it right now. We can do something with this later. Maybe we should weld it to the trailer. I don't know. Well, went and got that part off of the grill. As you can see, I think the narrow side, there's plenty of room to bolt to the seat. Then I can use the tall side to put my mounting feet. And all I gotta do is get it cut out. Oh, you know, a couple 13-inch pieces or whatever. We'll figure that out momentarily. But while we had the parts out, when you get this box unscrewed from that temporary mount I had, it's nice. It was supposed to be sunny today. It's not cold, but man, it's just, yeah, wetter than WAP out here today. Math, science, clamp down, cat. Other end flips around. The forward part will be the tapered side, since it's where the legs will be, and we'll straight cut the back side. And there's a cat. Hello. So yeah, it turned out putting seats in still needed fabricating. That's okay. Just trying to use stuff I got. That's the point. Took a minute to hang up my antler towel holder by my garage sink. Just thought I'd show you all my little junk. Yeah. Yeah, the temporary case of stupid's over, so still gotta drill the middle hole, but as you can see, we're gonna have our bracket bolted in, and then we'll use like one bracket, we can bolt to the floor with and get, adjust the angles or whatever. That's kind of what we're going with next. Well, it's something. 3 bolts. What seems like an endless, small, easy project due to weather and slacked energy and mostly weather. I went and got some more metric 10mm by 1.5 thread bolts for the seats. I got shorter ones. They were cheaper that I should have bought the first time if I would have looked further down the aisle. And we just need to get one hole. I'm off a little bit. I need to slot that in a little bit so the seats will be where I can bolt them up, and then I got to drill the holes here and here for the other brackets to go on. Nothing too exciting, just some janky fabrication. Went ahead and clamped them together so I can just sort of drill it once. Might do 2 sets of holes, give us some options in case there's some floor pan angles or spots that are weird. So we'll try to do something like that. Start with a smaller bit and go up to 1/2 inch. Well, I did 2 holes for one end and 1 on the other. I'm going to ream those out to bigger size. Got it done. Sometimes you got to whip out the Hondo. Some people may not know what that means, and I won't bother explaining. Well, randomly found some mismatched washers and got all the metric bolts tightened down with the old 17, and then just sort of finger tighted the gist of the footage, which will be better adjustability to the some turns in the floor pan. We'll check out a little bit, but I'm like 45 minutes past beer 30. Throat's kind of dry. Well, thought it was time to stick her up the Chief. That's right, inside the back window louvers. I'm assuming dealer option or J.C. Whitney, circa 1966. Oh yeah. So on this driver's side, mind you, I haven't sat in it yet. See, the anglage adjustment works good in the back and pretty good there. And then there's that on the other side. So obviously there'll be some washers or lug nuts or something engineered in to adjust this. What's funny about this is this jaggedy ass hole, and somebody had some bucket seats in there a long time ago. Kind of looks like I can jam a 3/8 bolt, a long one through, and stick it through a big nut and not have to drill that hole. Kind of not nice, but if it works. The unglamorous hole drilling that often isn't showed when hack jobs are done. They just skip ahead to, oh, seat's in, but I'm showing you the naked truth. Hackery, it exists. Do you have squeaky doors? Kind of hard to, yeah, so I'm going to try a new product I bought today. Some lubricating oil liquid wrench. Let's get that latch too. I don't know, something. Put it on there too. let's see how it did. Oh, that's nice. Huh. Who'd have thunk it? Almost new. This baby's bolted down and ready to pass tech at Cedar Creek. Oh, that's right, they don't have tech. But I mean, you know, this car didn't even come with seat belts just because these are from 1970. Look at that shit, is solid. I'm telling you, I could sit in it right now. And no design was compromised. We went through at least 3 spots, drilled through the floor pan braces. So it's actually quite good. Sturdy. I mean, one of them maybe not, but I'm gonna go back and Loctite some of the stuff, you know, for the other seat bolts up top. Thirsty. Get that out of the way. Ow. See if we can get in this thing. Oh yeah. Let's see. Flat spot, beer holder. Well, I'm 6'1", or 6'2"-ish, maybe after the back surgery. And I've got 3 or 4 inches above my head to the headliner. So, brake. This shifter won't be around much longer, but one, boom, boom, boom. I don't know, it'll work. We got to get back to that battery tray and put the studs in and the 3rd bigger brace underneath, but I'll probably do that tomorrow. The sun is getting real low. Still working on the battery, and it's shorts weather, January 30th. How about that? As far as janky battery trays, added a larger 3rd middle one, and just long enough to leave me a handy zip tie point designed in right here at making shit out of junk. My hole drilled for the vertical stud. This right here is a metric stud, 10 millimeter, grade 8. I had several of these I got for free, and I finally just went and bought nuts for it. And that's perfect, you know, for stuff like this. So take advantage of free stuff. Let me walk over here to my fabrication shop. Oh, here we are. And note, you know, that when we buy the other seat, we got 4 more brackets. So we're halfway to the other seat install. So I marked off 10 inches. That'll be adequate for the vertical stud. And this nut on here will spin down to this part, and we can install it from the bottom up, or just use the nut to chase the threads so that it threads good when we cut it. Little tip there. Put the nut on first so you can make the threads tweak after you cut it and unscrew it. Got the stud torqued in, lock washer on the bottom, and adjusted the stud low enough. Make sure we clear the hood line. So now I'm going to use the scrap leftovers and cut off a little end here so I can bend a 90 and drill a hole and use a coarse self-tapper into the firewall and a hole on this end to go over the stud. And I think we'll be done with that. That didn't take long. I just got to bend the 90 up on that, and we'll still have the strength of the angle for the reinforcement. Vice grip and a twist of a Gen Xer's wrist. How about that? Gonna top it off with this original rusted patina, real mid-60s Pontiac bolt, coarse thread, self-tap, drilled a pilot hole. Already got a little hole started the firewall, so let's get it done. that, my friends, is solid. It's got the trifecta of crap. Paint all that black, it'll look professional. Hope you enjoyed, or maybe was annoyed, I'm not sure. Mostly showed you what not to do to put a seat in. And just remember, this is for me. I'm not doing it for anybody else. And this car's, you know, not really that nice. It needs work. So we're not gonna, it has to earn upgrades, like roll bar. It's got to run a time. It's ran close to that time or broke it before, but we're not going to do a roll bar till we get yelled at the track. I mean, it's got drum brakes and a seat belt. What else you want? That's it for today. A little less janky fabrication. Doing it budget style. As always here at One Man Garage. Thanks for watching.